I will hand it off.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Alex. Very excited to be here. I know we don't have a huge audience today, but I'm so glad for every single one of you that joined us here today to learn about STEM careers and offerings at Clark College. My name is Abby Thompson. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm an admissions recruiter at Clark College. So my job is to help students get started at our school, answer their questions about our programs, and just generally provide support as they start college. You've got my contact information on the screen there, and I'll provide it in the chat at the end of this presentation. But I'd also like to say that I am a Penguin myself. I went to Clark College my junior and senior year of high school. I did the Running Start program and then graduated after high school with my associate's degree and then transferred off to Portland State University. So I'm both a Penguin and a Viking and very proud to be one. And I'll pass this off to our other presenter today.
Hi, everybody. My name is Delilah Paredes, and I am the director of MESA at Clark College. MESA is an acronym that stands for Mathematics, Engineering, and Science Achievement. And we're a program that essentially helps underrepresented folks who want to go into STEM careers. So that is BIPOC students, folks who essentially just need a little bit of help and guidance. Maybe you're a first generation student and maybe need some help in figuring out college, and that's what we're here for. So I am a first generation Latina. I am a queer person of color who got my undergraduate degree in biochemistry. And then I went off to graduate school and got a chemistry graduate degree as well. But my passion is to help underrepresented people discover their passions, follow them, and find their way to success. So happy that you're here. And I'm glad to be spending this time with you. Thanks.
Thank you, Delilah. And you'll hear again from Delilah a little later. But for now, we're going to go over what our session agenda looks like today. We'll be going over Clark College. So if you're not familiar with our school, you'll learn a little bit about it. We'll talk about our STEM building dedicated to our students pursuing STEM careers and degrees, STEM programs at Clark, campus life and athletics, MESA at Clark, getting started at Clark, and then we'll have an opportunity for questions and potentially a little bit of a game throughout. If you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to put them in the chat. If they seem applicable to what we're talking about, we will address them then, or we may save them to the end, but we'll make sure they get answered. A little bit about Clark College. Founded in 1933, Clark is Southwest Washington's largest public institution of higher education. As an open enrollment community college, it welcomes students of all ages and backgrounds pursuing their educational or career paths each quarter. Clark College is located very close to downtown Vancouver, right near the I-5 bridge. And this is a picture of our main campus here. It's quite beautiful and sunny and green. A little bit more about our campus. During normal academic sessions when we're not in the middle of a pandemic, we have about 12,000 students enrolled with us each term. We offer over 100 programs and have an average class size of about 20 to 25 students. So although our campus is big and beautiful and full of lots of other students, and we offer a lot, it oftentimes feels like a university campus, but you're getting that intimate community college experience in the classroom. Which for me as a non-traditional student going to college, that was super helpful to get that extra support. As for tuition, we're about $4,000 to $5,000 a year and offer Oregon border waiver agreements for bordering counties. So if you are living in Oregon and want to attend Clark, you can still get a great price on tuition. We have a few locations. Our main campus is located near downtown Vancouver. It's 101 acres. It's that really sprawling park-like images that you've been seeing. We also have our Columbia Tech Center location on the east side of Vancouver near 192nd and Mill Plain. and then a location on the Washington State University Vancouver campus where our healthcare and bioscience students attend. And we have lots of labs and learning spaces for them at that location. We are also home with the penguins. Oswald the penguin is our mascot here at Clark, and he's not the most intimidating of mascots, but we think he's very cute and we're all very proud to the penguins. Now I'd like to introduce to you all to a very special part of our main campus, and that is our STEM building. It was built within the last few years. It's really gorgeous and changes colors at night. This is a nice sunset picture of it. The STEM building was built with our science, technology, engineering, and math students in mind, and to help contribute to their learning experience. It's complete with exposed structure on the inside, so you can see a lot of the electrical and plumbing, which is super helpful for the learning of our engineering students. We also have a 44-foot drop tower with a high-speed digital camera that we use for classroom experiments. We have a 6-table cadaver lab for our students going into healthcare fields that are learning human anatomy and physiology, so they get to work on real human bodies in that space. We have the collaboratorium for student projects and experiments. It's a playground for students to mess with robotics and computers and get their hands dirty. And then a digital lounge for study spaces, group assignments. It's a really beautiful space, and we're very excited to share it with all of our students that are joining us on campus as we begin to open up our campus again. If you join our MESA program, their dedicated space is in this building as well. It also has a lot of different art installations within it. This is one that I'd like to highlight during our presentation. It's called Drop. It's by Adam Kuby. The installation was inspired by the drop tower that I already mentioned, that 44-foot drop tower that's in the lobby of the STEM building. And he created works that were dropped from a succession of heights, enlisting the force of gravity to distort the form. So as the art piece dropped from above, it would sort of change shape as it moved. And as you can see, we've got like a time-lapse photo here, so we can see all the different forms that this piece of art took. And then they were replicated, hanging from the ceiling of our STEM building. It's very cool and pretty. Such a creative addition to that space. Now I'm going to give you a little virtual tour from our student ambassadors at Clark. Those are students who are currently attending Clark College, who are here to help assist students starting with us. Many of them are in our STEM programs. So I'm going to end my share screen just for a second and pull up a quick little video to share.
Hi, my name is Haley and I'm one of the Clark College Student Ambassadors. We are from the Senior STEM building with Marcel and April. Come on in.
Hello everyone, I'm Marcel. I'm one of the Clark College Student Ambassadors, and today we're touring our state-of-the-art STEM building. This building was opened in the fall of 2016 and houses our science, technology, and engineering programs. It houses over 70,000 feet of space and 3 floors of classrooms that we're going to dive into today. So come along with me.
Hi, my name is Haley and I'm another one of the student ambassadors here at Clark College.
Oh, we can't hear you anymore.
This was set in mind for students to help them learn more about the building and be more in a learning environment.
Hi, I'm April, another one of your student ambassadors. Today, I'm here in the digital lounge on the first floor of the STEM building. This room holds events and lectures, and also you can come here with your fellow students just to study. Overall, this is just a great place to hang out.
So we're on the third floor of the STEM building, and this houses all of our biology classes. And I'm standing next to our extensive taxidermy collection. None of the animals here were killed; they were all donated and died of natural causes.
Right now, I'm on the first floor of the laboratory. Our first floor houses our physics and engineering courses. And as a computer science student, I can set the laboratory a lot more larger projects. For example, this one right here.
So lastly, we're here in one of our outdoor classrooms. Our professors here at Clark will be there teaching outdoors. I hope you enjoyed our tour today, and hopefully see you around.
Awesome. So that's a little introduction to our STEM building from some current Clark College students who are right now actively using that space to study. Now I have a quick little game for us to play. It'll be sprinkled throughout the rest of our presentation. I hope you all are familiar with a game called Jeopardy. If you are not, don't worry, I'm about to explain some rules to you. So we're about to play some STEM Jeopardy today. Here are the rules for our version of Jeopardy. The answer to a question will appear on your screen. You'll get a sample of that. We'll do a practice round for everyone too, so you can see what it looks like. You'll have 30 seconds to write down the question you think we are answering. So the question to the answer, and then you'll submit your answers at the end. So it will be most helpful to you if you have a pen or paper nearby, or even just write it down in your phone real fast. So I'll give you all a minute to find something to write on. I'll give you like a few seconds here while I set up my timer. And I see I'm getting some feedback about the presentation. It may have been laggy. That was the first time we tried it in this presentation, so I apologize if you had any technical errors. If anyone else had trouble listening to the video, let me know in the chat so that I can, if we're watching any other videos, I can make adjustments. But go ahead and find a piece of pen and paper really fast, or your phone. And also, when you do come up with your answer, please do not put it in the chat. Save it for yourself. We'll give you answers at the end. We don't want to spoil it for others. Okay, I'm going to count that everyone has their answers, their pen and paper ready. So we're going to do a test question. So this is just a practice round for everyone. Here is the answer. The answer is Oswald, and there will be points assigned. So this one's a 200 pointer. So everyone gets a automatic 200 points for this one. The answer is Oswald. What is the question? You can write it down for yourself. You can think it in your head for this one because it's just a practice round. The question is, what is the name of Clark College's penguin mascot? So the question that goes with that answer is Oswald. All right, so I hope we all have an idea of what we're doing here. We're going to get the first real answer, and you need to write down the question that goes with that answer. Anyone have any questions before we get our first real experience of the game? You can turn on your mic. Okay, so your first real answer to a question, the number 118. What is the question? 118. Don't write it in the chat, write it for yourself, in your phone, on a piece of paper, in your head. 118. Okay, so now that you've done that, you'll get the answer. Well, you'll get the question to this answer at the end of the presentation. So here we go. We're going to move on now to STEM programs at Clark College. And there'll be other questions throughout the presentation, so heads up. So a little bit about what you can study at Clark, and this will be a specific highlight of our STEM programs. However, All right. However, we have over 100 programs at Clark, and just because I didn't mention a program today doesn't mean we don't have it. So always feel free to reach out if you have any questions regarding what programs we offer. This is a big old list, but not comprehensive. So it's a nice little snapshot of what we offer. At Clark College, as a community college, we offer a lot of degrees that are shorter than full bachelor's degrees. So those are the 4-year bachelor degrees. Oftentimes when you think about college, that's the first thing that comes to mind is a university with a 4-year bachelor degree program, and you spend 4 years at that school and then graduate. Clark College offers that option and then many more. So I'm going to share with you what those options are. They divide up into 2 pathways though, professional technical programs and academic and transfer degrees. Professional technical programs is the first one I will cover. Professional technical programs prepare students for the workforce. So they tend to be a blend of intensive on-the-job learning, so lots of hands-on learning. You might be in a shop or in a lab, plus some lecture-based learning. So that would be in a classroom with an instructor leading a class. These programs are shorter, oftentimes 1 to 2 years in length, with degree and certificate options, and lead to some really high demand skills with competitive wages. Students can leave here with these shorter programs and make just as much or more than they would at a 4-year program. So still lots of job options, lots of on-the-job learning. So you're leaving these programs with job experience already when you're going out to get your job. These are some examples of professional technical programs in STEM. So those shorter pathways into careers, things like automotive technology, computer support, cybersecurity, diesel technology, network technology, mechatronics, medical assisting, pharmacy technician, phlebotomy, surveying and geomatics, web development, welding technology, and many more. All of these are science-related fields, but are professional technical programs. So they're shorter. You'd spend a year or 2 at Clark and then go get your job. Except for cybersecurity, that's a bachelor's degree. I just didn't note it on here. And then there's the other pathway. So we have professional technical programs and then academic and transfer degrees. These degrees are meant to prepare students to transfer to that 4-year institution. So they're spending their first couple years at Clark, getting all their general ed requirements out of their way, the typical year 1 and year 2 requirements of a 4-year bachelor's degree. You're doing it here. These classes are typically a more lecture-based format. So what you might be used to in high school with an instructor leading a classroom of students or leading an online course. These programs last 2 years if you're going full-time. And a lot of students choose to do this pathway because community college is a much lower cost than most universities. So you're paying about half the cost of a Washington State 4-year institution and taking the same classes and then transferring them to whatever university you plan to finish out your bachelor's degree at. We have direct transfer agreements with most Washington and Oregon schools, so we make it as easy as possible and offer lots of helpful tools to make sure that your future college applications are competitive. Things like our Transfer AA's honors program, where you can get some extra mentorship as you prepare to apply for other schools. These are some examples of transfer degree majors that are STEM related. So you might start at Clark and then transfer to a university to major at in any of these fields, and many more, of course. This is not comprehensive, but that might be pre-med biology, engineering, computer science, earth and environmental sciences, data analytics, math teaching, neuroscience, nursing, psychology, and of course, many other majors. Since let's see, how are we doing on time? We're gonna give one more video a shot. I originally had 3 videos, but I think I'll just do one more just to see how it goes, because I know this one's pretty short. But this highlights some of our healthcare career options, some of our, which are very much STEM related and might be things that you haven't thought of before. Some are shorter programs, and I'd like to share them with you. So let me end my share screen, and we're gonna watch one more video. me pull it up here. Okay. Share my screen again. All right, so I'm excited to highlight some of our healthcare career options at Clark. Let's do that. Okay, let me know if you have any problems sharing my screen, seeing my screen. I'm gonna hit play here.
Hoping to build a rewarding career in healthcare? At Clark College, you'll choose from over a dozen degrees and certificates in healthcare, making it easy to find the career path that fits your goals and your passion. Students at Clark benefit from a faculty and staff who have real-world experience while honing their skills in state-of-the-art simulation labs and with real patients in community clinics. Join in the success of Clark College students like Sophia, a graduate of Clark's nursing program. Sophia also earned a bachelor's degree in nursing at WSU and a master's degree in palliative care. She now manages the Ray Hickey Hospice House, a part of Peace Health, one of the region's largest healthcare employers.
We value the team approach to student learning. Our programs are integrated so that students work and learn together.
Clark College healthcare career paths can lead to points beyond hands-on patient care. Health information management, medical billing, and pharmacy technician programs are also here for the choosing. DJ returned to Clark to change his career direction and follow a calling to serve others. He's adding a new skill set to pursue a career in health information management, with the ultimate goal of joining the team at Vancouver Clinic. DJ's new skills will help him make a difference for others, while also changing his own life for the better. At Clark, you'll gain the needed skills to have a rewarding career working for our region's top employers, like Vancouver Clinic, Peace Health, Legacy Medical Center, and others.
The school that we hire the most graduates from is Clark College. We love the idea of people getting a chance to know us and us to know them before we hire them. And usually when we hire a Clark grad, it's a very easy decision for us.
Pursuing a career in healthcare can mean making a difference every day. It does for Brittany. Growing up in extreme poverty, Brittany didn't have access to dental care. It robbed her of her smile and her self-esteem. She dropped out of school in the 9th grade. But that wasn't the end of her story.
I wanted to find a way to achieve a little bit more financial security for myself, but also still be able to help and give back to people.
With a dental hygiene degree from Clark College, Brittany is now building a bright future with a career in orthodontia or public health.
I really appreciate just how helpful and how open everyone here at Clark College is. They seem like they really care about helping their students move forward with their goals.
No matter what your starting point, we have the programs and classes to accelerate the path to your dream job. Gain new momentum on your educational and career journey at Clark College.
Excellent. I love hearing student testimonials because it's a reminder to me of why I do this. I love helping students pursue their careers and their dreams, and I love getting to hear about those success stories. So I like sharing that because it also gives you some great insight into what our teaching spaces look like as well. So if you're trying to envision what it will be like on our campus and the kind of spaces you would be working in, I think that that's a helpful thing to see. I'm pulling up our presentation again here. I had to load it again because it's got frozen for me, but then we'll continue. We'll be doing another Jeopardy question. So everyone get your pens and papers out, or your phone if you're writing in your phone, because we have another question for you. All right.
Would you be okay with going over the Jeopardy instructions? Just because I know we had a couple of people join after you had explained it.
I would be happy to. Thank you. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. If you have any trouble seeing it, please let me know in the chat. But here's a quick overview of our Jeopardy rules. The answer to a question is going to appear on your screen. You will have 30 seconds to write down the question you think we are answering. So you'll get the answer. It's your job to come up with what the question is. You'll be able to submit all your answers at the end of this presentation. So please don't put them in the chat. Save them for yourself. Any questions? Okay, I'm going to move to the next slide and put 30 seconds on the timer. The answer is 44 feet for 300 points. What is the question? You have 30 seconds to write it down for yourself. We'll collect at the end. The answer is 44 feet. What is the question? You have 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. We will give you the answer to this at the end, and we'll collect your response at the end as well. But now we're moving on to a really fun part of the presentation, and that is how you can get involved on the Clark College campus. There's tons of ways to get involved with your other students. We're a community college, so we don't have on-site living. Our students live in our community. So they're living with their parents, with friends, with family, with their own children and spouses, on their own, commuting here, but they live close by. And so we don't have on-site housing, but that doesn't mean there's not tons of things to do all the time with Clark. We have a great athletics program. Our students play baseball, softball, basketball, cross country, soccer, track and field, volleyball, and then we also offer intramurals, which are drop-in sports groups. So if you're interested in playing competitively, connect with our athletics department, or once you're a student with us, you can join our intramurals group to play along other side students. Our student life office puts on a lot of different events along with offices across the campus, things like art and science talks. We have a series of comic book artists that come share about their crafts. We have over 50 active clubs, everything from Spanish and anime to hiking and robotics, lots of different options and all sorts of ways to get plugged in, no matter what your interests might be. We also have a lot of STEM related options for students to get involved. We have an aerospace and robotics club that competes in international aerospace space competitions, an environmental action club that gets involved with community activism and helps promote taking care of our environment in our local community. Our STEM nerd girls, who put on a lot of educational events for local elementary schools and other teaching environments. They get to go share some very fun experiments with young students. We have all sorts of guest speakers who come in. Recently, we've had a few speakers come in and discuss the COVID-19 pandemic, and we've learned a lot from them. There are research opportunities for students, even though we're a community college, you may not expect that, but there are opportunities. If that's something that you're interested in, we'd love to get you involved and you start with us. And then our MESA program, which I am very excited to have Delilah share more about with y'all.
Good evening, everybody. So happy that you're here with us. I am the MESA director here at Clark College. My name is Delilah Paredes and I go by she, her pronouns. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how MESA works at the community college level. So all of you, of course, are familiar with MESA at the K through 12 level. But it's a little bit different at community colleges. And I think one of the main differences is, and I hear this a lot from our MESA students, is there's a feeling that you might be alone. And there's all of these things and processes that they feel like no one's here to help me. I'm just kind of doing this and I have no idea if I'm doing it right or not. And that's really, really difficult, especially for those of us who are first generation students. We don't have parents or family who have been through these systems. And so we don't really know who to ask. But the really cool thing about MESA being at the community college level is that you have that one-on-one mentor, that person that you can ask anything to. And I tell that to my students all the time. I'm like, listen, I've been there, I've done that. Again, I got my undergraduate degree in biochemistry. I went on and got my graduate degree in chemistry. Like, I understand the hurdles. My family had a really difficult time paying for my higher education, which is something that I didn't necessarily think about when I was in like middle school and high school. I didn't really think about, oh, like I've got to pay to go to school. Like what? And so I just really I felt kind of lost. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing and I need someone to help. And that's how MESA steps in. So some of the things that we do for our students is we help students with the cost of school. So for instance, at the college level, you have to pay for your textbooks. And I know some of you are probably like, dude, I haven't opened a for real textbook. Like, I just go off of what my teachers say. But fortunate and unfortunately in college, you do have to reference your books, and unfortunately they tend to be expensive. So at MESA, we provide you free textbooks because we have this massive library of textbooks to loan students. So you don't have to pay for your textbooks at all. For some students, that can be a $500 to $800 savings every quarter, which is quite a bit of money. So we help students with that. We are offering a mentorship and internship program, which is huge, y'all, huge. And let me tell you why. And I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but I get really excited about this because again, as a first generation student, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, I had no idea what my options were. I was like, I maybe want to be a doctor, but like, I really like teaching. Can I do both? Like, I had no idea. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give students options to go and do some work at places like Intel, Apple, Nike, just to kind of get a feel for what folks do. And this is really helpful because how do you know what you want to do if you've never done it? So we're making these connections with our local industry and business partners so that you can kind of figure out, okay, this is the route that I want to go down. Something else that we do is we provide mentorship at our local WSU Vancouver campus. So that's a tricky step too. Like, how do we go from Clark College to university? Well, we have other students at universities who will be right there with you to say, this is how I did it. These are the things that you need to look for or think about, so on and so forth. We're helping you along the way. Other things that we do are, we want to make sure that you know that there are opportunities all over the nation after Clark College. So we take you to university trips. It's really hard right now, of course, with the pandemic, but we would like to take folks to UW up in Seattle. We would like to take folks to WSU Pullman. And quite frankly, I would love to take folks out of state. That way, you know your options again after Clark College. I'll leave you off with the last thing that I'm really excited about. Here recently, we just got a massive, massive grant from our friends at the Cowlitz Indian tribe. And we're going to start being able to give our students scholarships. And so if you are part of MESA at Clark Community College, at Clark College, you have the opportunity to get financial help straight from the MESA program, which is something that not all MESA programs at all community colleges do. So I know I've talked a lot, and you'll have the opportunity to be able to ask me questions here in just a second. But again, I'm happy to meet you all. If you have questions, let me know, and just know that we are here and happy to support you. And I will turn this back over to Abby. Thank you.
Thank you for all of that. It was good for me to hear too. It makes me excited. I am going to stop my share just for a moment here. This is a juggling act. Appreciate y'all. I want to make sure I have my thing to put in the chat for you. And I couldn't get to it while you were waiting. Okay, there we go. All right. Share my screen. Awesome. All right. Let me know if you have any trouble seeing my screen right now that I have shared. All right, we're getting into some more Jeopardy here. I believe this is our last Jeopardy question, and then I'll have a little bit more to share, and then we'll go through answers and you'll submit what you have down. All right, so final Jeopardy answer. So again, you are giving us the question that goes with the following answer. The answer is the physicist/chemist that was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first person and only woman to win the Nobel Prize twice, and the only person to win the Nobel Prize in 2 scientific fields. What is the question? I'll give everyone 30 seconds to write down their answer or think of their answer. And we'll collect them here shortly. Test to see who our nerds are here. And if you don't know the answer, that's okay, because you'll get to learn it and then you'll know it for the next time. Okay, time is up. I will give you your answer here shortly, everyone. But before I do that, I'd like to talk about your steps for getting started. So if you are thinking about getting started at Clark, and that is the school you'd like to attend, one of our professional technical programs or a transfer degree, whatever it may be, these are the steps for you to get started with us. And of course, you are not required to remember these, but hopefully it kind of gives you an idea of what you will be doing next and gives you an idea of who to ask if you need help. That's what I'm here for. So if you're planning to come to Clark, your first step is to tell us that you're coming, and that is applying. You'll go online and fill out our application sometime during your senior year, or if you were a junior or senior in Washington State, you might be applying during those years as a running start student. But if you're planning to come to college after high school, you'll apply to Clark during your senior year. You'll receive a welcome email within a couple days of applying to Clark. We accept all students that apply. You will be accepted. You'll use that email to set up all your student accounts. You'll follow the instructions in that email for completing your placement in English and math. You'll complete your online orientation, which is a nice introduction to what Clark has to offer you and all the support services available. And then you'll be able to register for classes. If you're planning to start with us in fall of 2022, so if you're a senior now or you're a running start student starting next year, we'll start registering for fall 2022 classes in May of 2022. Any questions about these enrollment steps? Actually, any questions in general? This is a great time to ask questions now. Before we go over our Jeopardy answers. Does anyone have any questions? You can write them in the chat or you can turn on your mic. Oh, I see a question in the chat that says, does Clark College allow emotional support animals? So that would be what's considered an accommodation. So an emotional support animal, you would have to work with our Disability Support Services office to determine if you can bring it with you to class. So that would be a conversation that you would have before you start with us with our Disability Support Services office. If you ever want to email them, if you have any questions, well, actually, if you want me to reach out to them and actually, no, if you would like me to send you information about our Disability Support Services office, feel free to email me. I'm putting my email address in the chat and then we can get that answered for you since I don't have the answer for you at this very moment. But that would be a discussion to have with the Disability Support Services office. We do have lots of working animals on campus. And we bring them in sometimes. Sometimes we'll have an emotional support llama for dogs. We brought in puppies before so students can relax with a cute animal while they decompress before finals or after finals or midterms. Any other questions? That was an awesome question. Yeah, I see a question about BIPOC and queer resources on campus. So we've discussed our MESA Center already. That's definitely a resource. But we also have things like our Diversity Center office. They are an excellent resource for our students. They can help students find diversity-related scholarships. They host a lot of events. They've created a really lovely space for students to just hang out and meet other students that maybe have some shared background with them, and they create a safe space. They also host things like our queer student luncheons and student of color luncheons, where students can get together and eat some food and share some time with fellow students on campus, and get connected with the Diversity Center team. Those are just a few. There's many other BIPOC and queer resources on campus. We've had queer student clubs in the past, all sorts of different ways to get plugged in. I think that our Counseling and Health Services Center as well oftentimes offers like peer support groups for queer students, students of color, autistic students, and lots of other resources. So lots of ways to get support and find penguins you can connect with. Good question. Delilah, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I think that those are things that I was thinking about too. I do want to let students know that we make a very intentional effort to make sure that our faculty and staff are aware of queer issues and take. We have this whole program called, and help me out with this one, Abby. I think it's called the Safe Zone training, which is where our faculty, staff, and even students can get trained on how to be good allies and good accomplices for our queer communities. So again, we're constantly training our faculty, staff, and students to make sure that they're up to date and knowledgeable about things like this. So I think that's the part that I wanted to add.
Thank you for that. That's a great question. Anything else I can tell you about? Feel free to write it in the chat or turn on your mic.
Oh, also, I think I did mention this earlier, but I am also a queer person. And so if we have this really cool thing, y'all. Folks who get that safe zone training, we've created a penguin, and it has like the queer flag, the pride flag on it. And anyone who's taken that training, they get to post that sticker somewhere in their office. So if you see that that sticker, you know that person has been trained and is a safe person to have, discussions with. But again, as a queer person myself, I am obviously going to be a support for you, and am happy. If I don't know the answers, I'm happy to go look around campus for the answers. So I'm here for you as well.
Thank you. Also a queer person here, so excited to have a nice representation from Clark today. Oh, I love the rainbow little emoticon. Yay! Good. Thank you for sharing that. any other questions that we can address, whether park related or college related or science related? I mean, the science related questions are going to go to Delilah, not me. So. Okay, so if we don't have any more questions, we'll move on to our final part.
I think we might have lost Abby.
Yeah. Oh no.
We totally lost her. She's probably going to have to log back on soon. Let me see if I can hop in. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
No problem.
Intermission.
While we wait for them, if you guys do have any more questions, feel free to add them in the chat. I'm going to put a link for a survey in the chat for you all to respond to. Just remember, every night that you guys attend and you fill out this form, your name is entered into a raffle. So let me put this in the chat. Give me 1 second.
Y'all, I wish I was cool enough to be able to take her presentation and just like go with it, but I'm not. So if y'all can help me out and ask me some like STEM related questions, that would be really helpful. Anything burning in your heart that I can try to answer.
If you guys wanted to go over some of like your project ideas with Delilah, that might be a good time.
Project ideas.
Nothing.
What sort of project are we talking about? Are we talking about the MESA projects?
Mm-hmm. So this year's theme is Harvest to Table.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, someone please turn on your mic and tell me about your project. Like, what are you doing? What does that look like?
I'm gonna leave that to the MESA students to answer. You guys can also respond in the chat.
Yes. Ooh, good question. So do we offer animal-based classes? So I'm thinking about our biology courses. And I don't think we have any animal-based courses, but I do know that a lot of our students are pre-vet students. So they will get a lot of their basics done at Clark. So you would get, like your biology 1 and biology 2, maybe your microbiology and things like that done at Clark, so that you can take some of those upper level animal-based classes maybe at university. But we do set students up to be very competitive when they go to university. As a matter of fact, I was just reading a study the other day that said that students who start at community colleges are they have much higher graduation rates when they move to university, because you've done that one-on-one with your professors. The class sizes are smaller, and you get more skills to be better when you go to university if you start at community colleges. So I would say that Clark would be a really good choice if you want to go that route. Totally fair. Still a little early. I think I'm just so excited because that sounds like so much fun. There's so much to do in that realm of science. Like, you could talk about soil science, you could talk about all sorts of things. I could nerd out, but good luck to everyone on those projects.
All right, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
I'm back. All right.
Yay. I was telling the group, I wish I was cool enough to take your slide deck and just like roll with it, but I'm not, so.
That's okay. That's okay. I understand. Okay, so I'm putting my form in the chat so everyone can submit their answers to the Jeopardy questions here. So let me get that real fast. And the person or persons with the most points will get a swag bag mailed to them. So I've sent a link where you can enter your answers, no, your questions to the answers, the Jeopardy questions. And I'm keeping my video off because I am connected to my phone hotspot now, and I'm not sure what'll happen. Oh, would I be able to get sharing access again so I can share my screen?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay, you should have it now.
And I don't see any answers to my survey yet. So if you want to get your name in for a swag bag, make sure you enter that. We're gonna give it 3 minutes here, give it till 6, and then I'll review what the answers to the Jeopardy game are. Sounds like y'all were talking about something very interesting after I left.
We were talking about the K through 12 MESA folks. They have a project that they work on throughout the year. And this year's theme is farm to table. And I just like nerded out so hard. And I know I'm supposed to be like helping recruit, students to Clark. And I just like, I can't stop thinking about this project. Like, I want to do it. I want to be involved.
Did I freeze again? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Response form. I'm gonna give it like one more minute here, y'all. And I'm gonna reveal the results. Okay, I'm gonna go for it and reveal our results, even though does anyone need more time submitting their form? I'm not seeing any forms come in, but I'm assuming that's because no one's gonna submit them. But if you're still working on it, I understand. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and reveal the results here. Much anticipated, okay. We already did that. You've got the link. If you still want to submit your answers, feel free. So first answer was 118 for 200 points. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, 118 for 200 points. And the question was, how many known elements are in the periodic table? So that's the question you put down. Congratulations, you're correct. The next answer is 44 feet for 300 points. And the question for that answer is, what is the height of the Clark College STEM building drop tower for 300 points? So that's what you got. Congratulations. You earned 300 points. And then this long one, the physicist chemist that was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first person and only woman to win the Nobel Prize twice, and the only person to win the Nobel Prize in 2 scientific fields. And the answer, last one here, is Marie Curie. So hopefully you got that. I know Delilah was saying that she knew that one. So congratulations, Delilah. And that, my dear friends, is the end of my presentation here with you today. I know we're done a little early here, but hopefully everyone got the information they came for, and it was really helpful. And if you have any other questions, feel free to turn on your mics now or write it in the chat. And I'm still happy to answer anything and hang out if anyone has any other questions for me.
I would also like to say thank you for having us today. I just want to kind of put a plug in here. I really want y'all to come to Clark. Y'all are our people. You're my people, and I would be happy to support you. I would be happy to do what we need to do for you to be successful and to do what it is that you want to do in this life. So if there's anything that I can personally do to help, I will put my info in the chat box, and I am happy to hear from you all. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, and Delilah just added her information in the chat there. Really glad for the time with y'all today. Thank you so much.
And just some last things, remember to fill out this survey so that your name can also be entered into this raffle for the Spiro prize. Each night you attend, your name is entered. And then we also have this opportunity from Girls Inc. if anyone is interested for 7th grade. Yes, we would like to see your animal if you don't mind sharing.
Okay, here, let me find him. He's hiding.
Abby, I thought we had lost you a second time, and I was like, okay, I cannot do this. I am not as cool as Abby. Abby, please go back. So,
I mean, I would beg to differ on the coolness, but the worst didn't happen.
Also, thank you for hosting us, Alex. Appreciate you.
Of course, no problem.
Sorry,
Oh, reveal.
because he is good at hiding. Wait here. He's a lizard.
Hi. What's your lizard's name?
His name is Timber. He's super friendly.
I love it.
He's like he's 3 months old.
He's adorable.
I know, he's really big too.
Is he gonna get bigger?
He's gonna get 5 feet long.
Whoa.
He's one of those lizards that's invading Florida currently, which is great.
Well, now they're about to invade the Pacific Northwest, apparently, thanks to you, Ramona.
I mean, they're like dogs. He's so friendly. He sleeps next to me. I'm so sorry about that.
Did you say he sleeps with you?
Yes, but like not like at night. I just like let him like take a nap next to me. He like sits down during class sometimes with me.
That's awesome.
He was kind of expensive, but I think it was worth it. And he even has like a dog bed.
Did you get him when he was like super, super tiny?
Yes, he was like 10 inches long when I got him, and now he's like 14 or 15 inches long, and I got him
Wow.
in October.
So do you know when he'll be his like full size?
Probably in like 2 or 3 years, depending on how healthy he is. He's super cute though. I love him a lot. When I got him, he had a crooked tail. I've never actually known why, but his tail is crooked. In part of it, like right here. I don't know why.
Well, I have to ask this. Are you planning on getting him like a harness and a leash and stuff?
Yeah, he already has one, but it's like very small. But yeah, I'll be getting him like a dog leash. He's super friendly though, and he never bites unless he's hurt or something. But he's never bit anyone ever.
That's so cool, dude. Thank you for sharing. I love that.
Yeah, last time I was a little too scared to share, but I just was like, I'll go for it. Anyway.
We love seeing pets.
He's super cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Bonus to my night. Thank you.
Bye.
Jane, Angelica, do you guys have any leftover questions?
I'm good. Thank you very much. See you.
Good night. I'm not sure.
Madam Angelica, is there anything that we can answer for you all? Right on. Thank you so much.
Angelica or Angelica's iPhone, anything else, or are you good? Or are you there?
Yeah, she's good. She's good. Thanks, Angelica.
Dile que tu nombre es Nani. All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank
you.
Nice to see you, Delilah.
Hey, same Abby. We will we'll talk again soon.
Also, Love at Queer Floats also saved, so I just want to throw that out there. Y'all are great.
Yes. Yes.
Y'all have
All right,
a
thanks,
good
fam. You too. Bye.